thanks for joining me again. It's a lovely sunny Sunday and I'm heading out on Goldie to Squires Café in Sherburn and Elmet. It's a nice run through some lovely countryside and a few little villages. It's late morning, so if I just take a steady ride, I should get there just nicely to have a spot of lunch. I'll throw in a few little bits of information on the way, so just sit back and enjoy the ride. We're starting at East Cowick, travelling west on the A1041. We just passed over an impressive 3-arch stone bridge, but if you were to stop and look over, all you'd see is a tiny stream. Originally it spanned the River Don, but back in the 1600s our old friend Cornelius of Bermuda, who gets mentioned in a few of my videos, rerouted the river as part of the land drainage work. The River Don now turns due east about 3/4 of a mile south of the village and flows into Goole as the Dutch River. That's the Holy Trinity Church on the right. It's a Grade II listed building and dates from 1854. Part of it's thought to be modelled on the church at Lindisfarne, or Holy Island, up in Northumberland. To the left here we've got Cowick Hall, which is a Grade I listed building dating from the 17th century. Today it's headquarters for Croda International, the chemicals company. We're at the old market town of Snaith now. The name comes from the old Scandinavian word sneath, which means piece of land cut off. It's recorded in the Domesday Book, but there its name is Sneed. But they actually have an annual classic bike show here, which is coming up very shortly. That's always good to attend. This is the River Aire we're just crossing over. That's heading out to the east, and it joins the River Ouse and then into the Humber. We've got the village of Carlton next, with the cricket club on the left just there. Just on the right here is the entrance to Carlton Towers. There's been a house on this site since the 14th century, but it was rebuilt into its current form in the 1870s. During the Second World War it was used as a military hospital, and in recent years it's been used as a location in quite a few films and television programmes. It was used in the ITV series Victoria, and it also appeared as a French chateau in The Darling Buds of May. Now here's an interesting pub. It's called the Oddfellows Arms, but look closely at the name. The unusual spelling's a result of a sign maker's mistake in the 1980s. In 1994, the brewery tried to remedy the mistake, only to face a local outcry, so it stayed. There's been a pub here since 1750, but it was originally called the Red Lion. It changed in 1850. Over to the right there we've got Drax Power Station with its 12 cooling towers. It opened in 1974 and it's the country's biggest power station. It produces around 5% of the UK's electricity. It burns biomass now, but up till 2011 it was coal-fired, and it got through a gobsmacking 24,000 tonnes of coal a day. That's over 9 million tonnes a year. It was one of 3 power stations built to use the coal from the Selby coalfield. This is the village of Campbellsford. It's recorded in the Domesday Book as both Camelsford and Campsford. The name's thought to mean ford on a crooked stream. It gained notoriety in 2004 when 2 sisters were found dead in a flat in the village. The murderer turned out to be the fiancé of one of the sisters. He also killed an old couple in their 80s in a nearby village. He was sentenced to life imprisonment, not surprisingly. On a more pleasant note, it was chosen as one of the relay points for the Olympic torch on its way to London for the 2012 Olympics. We're turning left now onto the A63 to bypass the town of Selby. Hambleton. It's recorded in the Domesday Book as Hamilton, which means Hammerl's Town. This is Monk Fryston. It's a pretty old village, and there are a couple of different explanations for its name. The Dictionary of British Place Names has it as Friston around 1030 and Munchus Friston around 1166. One source says its name derives from the Old English for farmstead of the Frisians, the prefix monk relating to it being the possession of the Selby Abbey in the 11th century. On the right, we're just passing the front entrance to Monk Fryston Hall. That's a Grade II listed building and was originally built for Selby Abbey in the 13th century. Today it's a hotel. On the left we've got St Wilfrid's Church. That's a Grade I listed building dating from Anglo-Saxon times. Another source says the name originates from Monk's Free Stone, as the stone used to build Selby Abbey was obtained from a quarry in the village. The quarry was later filled in for a housing development. Who knows which is right, but that's the thing with place names. There's often different theories put forward, and their origins and the actual reason is long lost in time, and maybe something quite different. Anyway, it's certainly an old village, and there are actually 15 listed buildings here. We're turning right here onto the A162 for Tadcaster. Not quite sure just what that was, but it was certainly a nice old American pickup. Left now onto the B1222 and into Sherburn and Elmet. The name comes from the Old English skia, which means bright or pure, and burn, which means a stream or a spring. Elmet refers to a post-Roman kingdom in the area around what's now Leeds, but the actual boundaries of Elmet aren't known. It's one of 3 place names in the area that relate to the ancient kingdom of Elmet. We're just crossing the old Castleford to Tadcaster Road here at these traffic lights. This is the route of an old Roman road, but there's little evidence left of the Roman occupation of the town. If we'd turned right there, we'd have come to the village of Towton, the site of the Battle of Towton that took place during the Wars of the Roses in 1461. This was probably the largest and bloodiest battle on English soil. It lasted 10 hours and involved an estimated 50,000 soldiers, and all during a snowstorm. The Yorkist army won, and as a result, Edward IV deposed the Lancastrian Henry VI and secured the English throne. In 1645, Sherborne was the site of its own battle during the First English Civil War. It was a royalist garrison town at the time, but was attacked and eventually defeated by the parliamentarians. Right, here we are at Squires Cafe. As expected, there's plenty of bikes here. I'm going to park up, have a brew, a bite to eat, and a look around. Well, the hot pasty was delicious, and I'm all set for a nice run back. This is always a busy cafe, and they do special events from time to time. If you're in the area, I can thoroughly recommend a visit. I hope you've enjoyed this little trip out to what is a very popular bike meeting place. Don't forget to leave a like if you have, and if you want to watch more of my ramblings, please subscribe to the channel. Hope you can join me again, so cheers for now.